Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna. Jaya Prahlad Narasimha, Jaya Prahlad Narasimha, Jaya Prahlad Narasimha, Jaya Prahlad Narasimha, Prahlad Narasimha, Prahlad Narasimha, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Sri Narasimha Ashtottara Namastotra. We'll quickly read the translation for first 8 verses. Half man, half lion, a great lion, transcendental lion, greatly strong, terrible lion, greatest of demigods, born of a pillar and possessor of terrible eyes. Angry one, the all-wonderful, who is accompanied by Lakshmi, the one blissful in yoga, the tallest Lord Hari, one who roars, the holder of the Sudarshana, ever glorious and always victorious. These are all the different glorifications of Lord Narasimha. So these are all adjectives. One with 5 mouths, Supreme Brahman, horrible one, whose activities are terrible, possessor of flaming mouth, and possessor of fiery garlands, greatly fiery and the great master, whose eyes resemble sesame seeds, 1,000 eyes one, who is difficult to see, chastiser of enemies, possessor of great teeth, expert in war, who is angry at Chanda, a demon brother of Prachanda, always auspicious, the killer of Hiranyakashipu, the threatener of the Daityas and the Danavas, one with auspicious qualities and greatly auspicious, possessor of auspicious strength and the very auspicious one. Fearful one, very fearful, non-doer, the doer behind everything, the killer of the killer, Hiranyakashipu, the soul of the three worlds, the controller of everything, and the master, whose activities are fearful, transcendental, infallible, poet, the husband of the goddess of fortune, beyond material conception, indestructible, all in all, adorned by a garland of forest flowers and the giver of benedictions, the maintainer of the entire universe, the wonderful one, the ever existing, the all pervading, the best person, the holder of Cupid's weapon, star, the effulgent sun, and the lord of all demigods. Narsimadev Bhagavan ki, Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari.
Om Vishnupad Paramamsa Parivrajakacarya Astotra Shri Abhecharana Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Canto 1, Chapter 4, Appearance of Sri Narada, text number 13. Tatsarvam na samachakshva prusto yadiha kinchana manne tvam vishahe vacham manne tvam vishaye vacham snatam anyatra chandasa snatam anyatra chandasa tatsarvam na samachakshva पृष्टो यदिह किञ्चन मन्ये त्वां विषये वाचां स्नातम् अन्यत्र छान्दसा तत्सर्वं न समाचक्ष्व पृष्टो यदिह किञ्चन मन्ये त्वां विषये वाचां स्नातम् अन्यत्र छान्दसा
तत्सर्वं नः क्षमाचक्ष्व पृष्टो यद्विह किञ्चन मन्ये त्वां विषये वाचा स्नातम् अन्यत्र छान्दसा
समाचक्ष्व तत्सर्वं न समाचक्ष्व अन्यत्र छान्दसा. Word to word meaning. Tad, that, sarvam, all, naha, unto us, samachakshva, clearly explain, prustaha, question, yat yaha, hearing, kinchana, all that, manye, we think, tvam, yourself, vishaye, in all subjects, vacham, meanings of words, snatam, fully acquainted, anyatra, except, chandasa, portion of the Vedas. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhyacharana Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. We know that you are the expert in the meaning of all subjects, except some portions of the Vedas. And thus, you can clearly explain the answers to all the questions we have just put to you. Translation with repetition. We know that you are expert in the meaning of all subjects, except some portions of the Vedas. And thus, you can clearly explain the answers to all the questions we have just put to you. Purport. The difference between the Vedas and the Puranas is like that between the Brahmanas and the Parivrajakas. The Brahmanas are meant to administer some fruitive sacrifices mentioned in the Vedas, but the Parivrajaka Acharyas are learned preachers, are meant to disseminate transcendental knowledge to one and all. As such, the Parivrajaka Acharyas are not always expert in pronouncing the Vedic mantras. which are practiced systematically by accent and meter by the Brahmanas who are meant for administering Vedic rites. Yet it should not be considered that the Brahmanas are more important than the itinerant preachers. They are one and different simultaneously because they are meant for the same end in different ways. There is no difference also between the Vedic mantras and what is explained in the Puranas and Itihasa. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, it is mentioned in the Madhyandini Shruti that all the Vedas, namely the Sama, Atharva, Rik, Yajus, Puranas, Itihasas, Upanishads, etc., are examinations or emanations from the breathing of the Supreme Being. The only difference is that the Vedic mantras are mostly begun with Pranava Homkara, and it requires some training to practice the metric pronunciation of the Vedic mantras. But that does not mean that Srimad Bhagavatam was of less importance than the Vedic mantras. On the other hand, it is ripened fruit of all the Vedas as stated before. Besides that, the most perfectly liberated soul, Srila Sukadeva Goswami, is absorbed in the studies of the Bhagavatam, although he is already self-realized. Srila Sutta Goswami is following his footsteps, and therefore his position is not the least less important because he was not expert in chanting Vedic mantras and metric pronunciation, which depends more on practice than actual realization. Realization is more important than parrot-like chanting. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Jnanatimirandasya jnananjanashalakaya chakshurunmilitamena tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Eve Gaurava Pracharini Nirvishesha Adi Paschatya Deshatarani Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yet Krupatam Mahamande Shri Gurum Dinataranam. Couple of weeks before, a 19-year-old boy was very famous, became famous, and his achievement became very viral across India because he did something which not happened in last more than 200 years. So he was a 19-year boy, a Vedic scholar from Maharashtra, some place called Ahilyanagar, and who particularly did a kind of a recitation. In the Vedas, there are different varieties of recitations. One of the toughest is Dandakram Parayan. So in this Dandakrama Parayana, what will they do? You have to choose one part of the Veda, that is chosen Shukla Yajurveda. And in that, there are certain number of verses are there. So you have to chant. If you start, first you have to chant verse number 1, Then again, when you go for, you have to chant verse number 1 and verse number 2. Then again, verse number 3, when you go for verse number 1, verse number 2, verse number 3. Like that, keep on, it goes. So he chanted like that 2000 mantras without any mistake. Not like just recitation. You can chant like how we chant Hare Krishna mantra. It's not like that. When you're chanting, you have to chant in particular meter, particular tune. So those all things have a lot of rules are there. So like that, he has chanted 2000 shlokas. Sometimes it will come in back and forth also. 1 to 100, 100 to 1. That is also one kind of recitation. So in this case, he chanted this Dandakam Parayan, this process, chanted all the 2000 shlokas of the Shukla Yajurveda without any book, without any copy. It took for him around 50 days. They continue some 7 to 8 hours of recitation every day, and a lot of scholars in Varanasi, they're observing him whether he's chanting everything properly or not. So finally, after 50 days, he completed that. 200 years before, one scholar has did it. So after 200 years, this 19-year-old boy has completed it. So for that, there a lot of appreciation, and he was recognized as some great title, and even Narendra Modi appreciated him, Yogi Adityanath appreciated him. So like that, the different people, scholars were appreciating. So yes, it was a very great achievement. Always in our Vedic culture, the knowledge, the scholarliness, as always is an appreciated. But in this verse, Prabhupada is concluding this purport is one more important thing, or much more important thing than the scholarliness. So that is realization. Realization is more important than parrot-like chanting. Of course, in case of, we have all regards, respects for what Devrat Mahesh Vek has done. So it's not an ordinary thing. Because of his achievement, many youth again looking for such attempts, rather than going and climbing one mountain, jumping from top, rather than creating such useless records. So at least he has created something which is worthy. So, but still, the Vedic literature looks for some more, much more deeper and higher achievements. So that's why in that aspect, it's talking about realization is more important than the recitation or memorization of shlokas. How the realized knowledge and a scholarly knowledge, where the difference lies, how it is both are different. Not necessarily all the scholars are the really devotees. Vice versa, in contrast that there may be a devotee but is not a scholar. So same way here is talking about Suta Goswami is saying that Suta Goswami is not expert in chanting shlokas. So such a great personality, even though he is expert in many aspects of the Vedas, but he is not expert in chanting shlokas. But it does not mean he is less than he is less. Those Brahmanas who are chanting, reciting the slokas, they are more advanced. It's not like that. Many times we will get bewildered. Somebody seeing some abilities, skills, somebody back to back quoting slokas, or somebody is singing something, some sloka, some song without seeing. So we'll get bewildered by that. That person maybe would have realized it, understood it, or may not. Not sure. We assume that no, इनको तो सब कुछ पता है, महान व्यक्ति है. Not necessary. So in Krishna book, there is one nice pastime which depicts this. So once Krishna, Balaram, and all coward boys went for an outing, went to the forest to take care of all that their cows. So somehow on that day, whatever the lunch they carried, it got over. The lunch they had carried, they finished in the snacks. So again lunch time, they were feeling hungry. What to do? So then all the coward boys comes to Krishna and Balaram tells, Krishna, you are very great. Balaramji, you are also very great. Because you kill many demons. Every day they used to kill some demons, fight and kill. But we will challenge you, you won't be able to kill one demon. Who is the demon? Demon of anger. So at presently, one demon, anger, is attacked us. All of you can imagine what will be our situation. When that anger is attacked, how will all go mad, crazy? So same way the situation was, coward boys, they're not in somewhere nearby any city, town, or not today's time, they can order Swiggy, Zomato. Some 10 minutes, some delivery will come. No, situation was not like that. They're in middle of the forest and whatever the food they carried, that is also over. So now they went to Krishna and Balaram. So what is the solution? So the Lord is a Paramatma, he knows where what is happening. So then it guides them. See, their nearby village, there is a Brahmanas who are performing sacrifice. You please go and ask them. They are performing a sacrifice called Angirasa Yajna. It's a one kind of yajna. So people used to do in those days. To get some, by performing that yajna, they will get a heavenly enjoyment. They will get an eligibility to go to Swargaloka and enjoy that. So these Brahmanas wanted to doing that. So then Krishna gives one warning. So when you go, first you don't take my name. You take the name of my brother. Because they won't give charity to Vaishyas. As soon as you say my name, they'll consider I am a Vaishya. So my brother is a Kshatriya, Balaram, still they may give to him. So then all the coward boys goes, they see a lot of very serious yajna is happening. All Brahmanas are chanting the mantras and offering the ahuti. And so they went and they introduced themselves. Who are they, from where they have come, and what they want. So small boys, when they're coming and introducing themselves, but interestingly, these Brahmanas were so absorbed in their process, whatever the Vidhi Vidhana. they were doing, they not even turned their glance towards them. Can you imagine when some small, how they are fully focused? Some small 5-year, 6-year boy, or some boys have come and they're asking you something. However, you maybe you little look towards them, say yes or no, something will reply, right? But these Brahmanas were very hardcore and very, very focused. They wanted to get that heavenly planet, heavenly sukha. So they continued their sacrifices, and they did not even say even yes or no, not even turn towards them. Somebody gives such a kind of a response to you, how you feel? Okay, no बोल दिया फिर भी ठीक है, इग्नोर ही कर दिया. That's even more bigger insult, right? So that was a scenario here. These Gopapalakas, covered boys, they were very, very unhappy, sad, and over and above that they are hungry. So they again came back to Krishna. Told Krishna, see, you told Brahmanas I'll give. So Brahmanas, even though they did not even look at us. Then Krishna at that time discuss some philosophy, teaches them, see, when we are going for begging, we should not demand. When you are asking for charity, we should remain humble. If they give or not give. So it's a good lesson for us to apply in preaching. When we go in preaching, we cannot expect everyone will take up the preaching. You take our philosophy. We should remain humble. So then, after that, Krishna tells, you do one thing. You please go to Brahmanas' wives. They are very kind. They are very generous. They will do the needful. So the Brahmanas, again these Gopapalakas, covered boys, went to same place again back, and this time they approached the Dvijapatnis, wives of those Brahmanas. As soon as these Dvijapatnis heard about Krishna and Balaram are in the forest, they are in hunger, they want something, they start giving all the things, whatever they have cooked. So they were so generous, they were so much feeling, because till now they have only heard about Krishna, how Krishna looks, how Krishna walks, and what Krishna did. Just they were contemplating since many days or many years. They never got an opportunity. So today they have got opportunity to serve to Krishna. It's just like from many, many years you were watching when a hero in a movie, and you are very big fan of him, and suddenly you come to know next to your house that hero has come and some movie shooting is going on. How you feel? Excited to see him, right? Same way here, these Dvijapatnis were very excited, and they gave all the things, whatever they have cooked. Even though these covered boys were saying that what about what your husbands will think, what they will do, because they all prepared all the things for the sacrifice. It has to be sacrifice, has to complete, then they have to offer the bhoga, then it can be distributed as prasadam. Before only you are giving. But they were indifferent to all that. They were not worried. So in the Bhagavad Gita, in one of the shlokas, Krishna mentioned that the person, one who is realized, how we will become indifferent to all the Vedic rituals. He mentions here, He says, Shruti vipratipannate yada stayasti nischala samadau achala buddhis tada yogam avapchasi. 2.53 Krishna says, Shruti vipratipannate means whatever has been heard. Shruti, Vedic revelation. So for all that, a person will become indifferent to that. Ignore all that. So, samadho achala buddhis tada yogam avapchasi. In that scenario also, he ignore all that other rituals, whatever other things, and he will be situated in achala buddhi. Achala means not deviating, not here and there. No confusion. What will happen, consequence, what my husband will think, what my son will think, or what my family will think, what society will think. No, not at all. There only one, their buddhi, Achala buddhi is thinking only one thing is, Krishna is hunger, I should feed Krishna. So, that is in one sense what Krishna says in the 18th chapter, Sarvadharman Parityajya. Leave all that. Why Krishna is telling that? That is already explained in the 2nd chapter here. That is a sign of a realized person. Even before that, he explains, before this 53rd, he tells, Yada te moha kalilam buddhir vetitarishyati tada gantasi nirvedam shrotavyasa shrutascha. When your intelligence has passed out of dense forest of delusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. Many times, the living entities, we all caught up in such a dilemmas. If I do this, what will happen to this? And I have a list of justifications for this. If I take up my devotional service, or if I increase my chanting, what will happen to my XYZ? So many justifications. Yes, that is for the people who are following the regular path, who want to follow pravritti marga, step by step by one to progress. But one who want to serious, one is really serious, one who want to progress quickly, at once, for him, he has to take up devotional service. So, when a person takes up devotional service, then he directly reaches the state of that stage is called samadhi. That's why it says, achala buddhi. Stayasyati nischala, determined, yes, I will do this. That nischala, sthita, fixed state is called samadhi. Prabhupada defines. Why a person feels that kind of an intense determination? Why Dvijapatnis were feeling such an intense determination? They're not worried about their husbands. It's not a small thing. Because the person who is having that sthira buddhi, he has understood the relationship of his relationship with God. That is the foundation. That gives a determination for him. He has realized his relationship with Krishna. So because of that, he is not wavering. See, these all things are not on external platform. As in the shloka is talking about, Sutta Goswami is not expert in reciting the shlokas. These all things can be learned by practice. It's little better than actual material things. But that's not absolutely divine. So, in that, those are the activities which helps us to realize Krishna, understand Krishna. So, in case of Dvijapatnis, they were knowing their relationship with Krishna. Yes, we are servants of Krishna. So then, further what happens? Those Dvijapatnis goes to Krishna's place and they have a darshan of Krishna and they want to be with Krishna now. They don't want to go back to their home. Krishna still pacifies them. No, your husbands are there, your family members are there, you have your responsibility. So please go. So then in that way, you can being there, you can serve me, you can remember me, you can meditate on me. So then in between what happens? Among those Dvijapatnis, one Dvijapatni did not able to go. She come to know due to some reasons and she comes to know that they all have gone, but she was so intensely feeling, wanted to have a darshan of Krishna and she did not able to go due to some reasons. In that separation, remembering Krishna, oh, I did not see Krishna. I missed the opportunity to serve Krishna. In that separation, she quits the body. Bhagavatam, it's mentioned that in that separation, she quits the body. Immediately, where she gone? She went back to Goloka. She went back to Goloka and started serving Krishna immediately. Not here, in Goloka Vrindavan. See how deep it is. That's why when we talk of realization, it's not at all on external, superficial level. It's a very deep inside a person, what he gets that. A knowledge which is revealed deep inside, that's called realization. Current scenario, we are all in the age of information, abundant information. Practically, we all got completely submerged in the information. But that information, it won't turn into transform into realization, that information is practically useless. So information is so abundant now, but the realization is very rare. So now, in this age, when a new Acharya has emanated, everyone, for everything, will easily approach to him. Who is that Acharya? Ye Acharya. Right? For anything, for everything, anytime, he has become second Paramatma. That Paramatma is inside, this Paramatma is outside in the mobile. Right? But see here, this AI Acharya, he will give us a lot of information. But really will help us to transform? We will get information, but not the transformation. See here, transformation is possible only when we come in touch with a self-realized soul. In the case of a self-realized soul, not necessary he has to, when we meet self-realized soul, when he talks, when we hear, by that only transformation will happen. No. Self-realized soul is an all-powerful. Just by seeing him, people get transformed. Just by seeing he's doing some activity, he's not talking to anyone. When Prabhupada was personally present, many people taken up bhakti just by seeing Prabhupada. They have not heard Prabhupada. They have seen Prabhupada first. Or Prabhupada doing some activity, even some activity. Prabhupada drinking water. How Prabhupada drinking water? By seeing that many people got inspired. How Prabhupada is eating prasadam. That is also preaching. So that's why he says, one of the Vaishnava song, Vaishnava Acharya mentions, Gangara parasha vaile paschate pavan, darshane pavitra karo, ye tumhara gun. How a self-realized soul is a powerful. Ganga, if I want to get purified from the Ganga, I have to go and take bath in the Ganga, then only I will purify. That is also for some time. But in case of pure devotee, when you see a pure devotee, a self-realized, the pure devotee, what will happen? Darshane pavitra karo. Just by darshan, he will purify us. Transforms us. So that is the potency of a pure devotee. In case, again, we'll look from AA perspective. AA can explain the truth. Yeah, how it is, how these things works, how this happens. It can give all the detailed analysis, all the explanation. But it really help all of us to experience the truth. You may say virtual reality is there, Prabhu. I can put that some tools, I can realize, I can experience it. If you do for more time, you'll go to mad. You cannot live in the virtual reality world for 24 hours. So that's why here it comes, the pure devotee, a self-realized devotee can help us to experience the truth. Here, suppose take example, a person who is struggling with some bad habit. He will go to AI and chart, ask some question, how I can come out of it. So definitely AI will give some tips, some guidance, some ideas. But still, the transformation remains incomplete. Because whatever the things we are getting that knows already might be knowing few of things. That it says that sometimes we try for some time and after some time that won't work, or it will work for only for some time. So, but when we hear from pure devotee, what will happen? A pure devotee does not just inform the mind, he purifies the heart. So when we're listening, when we are reading from him, maybe you may say, what this book is mentioning already AI is also telling same thing. But from those ideas, purification won't happen. His presence, his words, his compassion give the strength, clarity, and inspiration to us. So that's why it says, finally we can conclude that AI can help us to come out of some confusions, but not the conditioning. Our mind, our nature, our tendencies, there is a conditioning in that. We cannot crack that conditioning by AI. For that we need an acharya, a self-realized soul. That's why he says, same song, Vaishnava song, the mentioned, Jahara nikate gele, papa dure jai, yamana doyala prabhu, keba kota pai. What will happen? Just by some association of him, papa dure jai, the activity, the sinful activities and sinful tendencies, all will go away just by his little association. So that is the beauty, speciality of a self-realized soul. That's why here when Suta Goswami, when he is speaking, some aspects he may not be expert, but that's not at all important. So in Vedic literature is important. The goal, objective, the Vedic literatures focuses on one thing, that is realization. To make a common man to a realized person. That is the object, goal of entire Vedic literature. So it's not like it is want to make us some expert in some aspects. Of course, Vedas addresses those kind of subjects also. But that's not the ultimate, that is not really the top one or the best one. So, that's why in Bhagavad Gita, in many places, Krishna talks about symptoms of a realized person. Many places. In the 18th chapter, 13th chapter, 2nd chapter, many chapters, again, Krishna talks. What is the sign of a self-realized person? So, in the 18th chapter, he says, so the famous verse, 18.54, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Na Shochati Na Kankshati Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhakti Labate Para. So here is talking about a state called Brahma Bhuta. A person, one who is fixed on the Brahman understanding. What is the Brahman understanding? That is the first beginning stage. The first sign of another context, Prabhupada mentioned, first sign of a realized person is he thinks that he knows that he is not the body. This is the first sign. Imagine, this itself is very difficult for all of us. When you say realize, it means even in toughest situation, the person is not get bewildered by that. That is realization. Realization means not like when tough situation comes, he just deviates and takes up some easier path. No. Because that understanding is in his deep inside, Even in toughest, more difficult situation, he is behaving in a way where he is behaving in a very comfortable situation also. In the comfortable situation, we'll follow all the principles. But in difficult situations, we will find for some other easier way. No, it's not like that. Even in a toughest situation, in difficult situation, devotee stick on to that same principles. If he is able to do that, then we can say he has realized. Many times we'll use the word, Prabhu, today I got one realization. It's a very big word. We can say, Prabhu, today I understood one thing. Maximum we can say, Prabhu, आज मुझे ये समझ में आया. Realization means it's a very, you have achieved perfection in that. That is a far away stage in the sadhaka situation now. So finally, that understanding that things will go even up to that extent. Even 7th chapter, Krishna says, who is the topmost realized person? One who thinks after many lifetimes of practice, when he sees everything is Vasudeva. He has understood everywhere Krishna's energy is working, Krishna is taking care. When he comes to that understanding, he is the topmost. So for that, all is very great, sincere, dedicated practice is required. All our realization starts, the progress in the path of realization starts when we start deeply looking inwards. It all starts from a thought. Thought is a seed of realization. What I am thinking is really I am thinking right thing, or I am thinking general whatever, I am a body, I am a so and so. So generally when we have such kind of understanding, false realization, false understandings only will be there. But when we are deeply thinking about absolute thing, real things, then that will become gradually will realize. So when such realization comes, realization is a fruit of such deep contemplation. Again, we are thinking, contemplating, and when that is become that fruit has come, that is called realization. So in that realized situation, a devotee will never get bewildered, afraid, scared, or lament, or blame someone. No. So such one example we can, from one devotee pastime we can understand. I will end this with one devotee story. There was a devotee in North India. He was a great devotee of Lord Ramachandra. And he was having a desire to go to all South Indian temples and have a darshan. And he gone to different places. Finally he comes to Tirupati. So when he comes to Tirupati, he was more attracted towards Tirupati Lord Darshan, Venkatesha's Darshan. So around some 500-600 years before, he used to go have a darshan, not only once, thrice in a day. You can imagine having Tirupati Balaji darshan thrice in a day. Morning, afternoon, evening. What he used to do? He used to stand in a queue and have a darshan. And after that, again stand in a queue and have a darshan. Like that, thrice he used to have. Finally, next to Tirupati temple, he made one kutia. because he has to want to have a darshan thrice in a day. So it's easy for him to travel. And whenever he used to go for darshan, he used to have a stand for long time staring towards God. And some 1 or 2 days, pujaris all observe, अरे ये आदमी ऐसा भगवान को ऐसा क्यों देख रहा है? And people used to come, pull him, push him. He's a little healthy person. Used to stand stoutly and not at all move. So finally, these pujaris got fed up. अरे, this person doing some plan. ये तो लगता है चोर है. पूरा strategy बना रहा है कैसा चोरी करना है. So then finally they asked security, इनको पकड़ के दूर फेंकिए. ये कल से मंदिर आना ही नहीं है. So okay, the security guards, what they did, they holded him and threw him out of the temple and told, tomorrow onwards you should not come to temple. So when he heard that, he was very sad. Practically he was sitting in his kutia and he was crying. भगवान, मैं अपने आपके लिए क्या किया? मैं आपको दर्शन करना चाहता था, उसके लिए भी आप अलो नहीं कर रहे हैं. यू आर नॉट अलोइंग मी टू हैव योर दर्शन. सो इन सिटिंग इन हिज कुटिया इज क्राइंग. सो डे पास. One day he did not go for darshan because any security guard won't allow, and it was a night, and still he's crying. So what happens here in Balaji temple? So Pujari finishes all the upacharas, night darshan and all, and he gives a shaina to the Lord. And Lord rests for the Lord and closes the door. So after that, what happens? The Lord was acting like a resting. Lord did not go for rest. So after some time, somebody comes and knocks the door of this Babaji's kutia, and he opens the door and he sees Sakshat Srinivas Govinda with all his jewelry, all ornaments. You can see Srinivas Govinda having a lot of gold ornaments, jewels, with everything. He's standing in front of the door. And it was surprise, shock. अरे भगवान, ये क्या है? What is this? Then the Lord tells, see, you did not come to see me, so I only came to see you. ठीक है, he welcomed the Lord, and he was having some broken cart, and he made Lord to sit on that, and he gave poor Babaji don't have anything. He was having just one glass of water, something. He gave the water, and this Babaji, he is very good in playing that dice game. क्या कहते हैं हिंदी को dice में? What is called? Pasa, right? He was earlier used to play whenever he was alone. Used to play. Lord knows it. Lord will tell, I know you know very expert in playing. I want to play with you. So then if they start playing, and that play continues, goes till morning 3:30. In every game he defeated the Lord. And Lord looks at, okay, Lord also was playing and did not come to know, and finally see, Brahma Muhurt ka time ho gaya. So now Pujari will come and open the door. If I'm not there, it will become problem. So Lord leaves the place. And again, he is in a temple and Pujari comes and open. Lord is there. So like that every day, every night is going on. Lord comes, Shaina, play till night, whole night. We play, we watch, no? Some of you will watch day and night cricket match. So like that here also match is going on every night. So then one day what happens, the Lord, in between the game, morning time, in between the game, somebody comes and knocks the door. The Lord is there playing the game. Somebody comes and knocks the door. And this Babaji went to open the door. When he opened the door, see, no one is there. Then again he comes back and turns back towards and sees, Lord is also not there. Every day Lord used to tell and go, अभी मैं जा रहा हूँ, कल आऊँगा. आज बिना बोल के चला गया भगवान. अरे what happened? Then he saw one necklace of the Lord is left. Lord is having lot of jewelry and he is in a half slept and he is playing dice in that situation. And he thought something Lord has missed here. Okay, I will do one thing. I will take this necklace, keep it safely. When the Lord comes tomorrow, I will give this necklace to Lord back. So then, what happened? Next day morning, Pujari opens the altar, does the arati. While doing arati, observes important necklace is missing. So then everyone assembles, this is a diamond, very costly, very big, very worthy, lot of, how it has been missed. Somebody has come in the night or stolen, they all discussion they do. And finally, one pujari will guess, no, that Babaji would have stolen this. He was making a plan for that only for last many days. Looks like we did not allow him to come to temple, so I think he would have come and stolen. So then this information go to the king. The king was a Krishna Devaraya, and then he sends his soldiers, please go and find out, check whether that Babaji having that necklace or not. When that soldiers come and shout in front of this kutia, Baba's kutia, and they want to say, we want to check your kutia. Then he told, okay, please check what is there. So when he checked, they found that necklace. And then again immediately they find a pakad gaya chor. He is only stolen. They immediately took him and brought to the Krishna Devaraya's palace, where all ministers are there and all. So then there all inquiry started, how you got this, all these things. So then this Babaji is mentioning that, see, every day Lord comes to my kutia and I will play dice with him. So this is happening for many days. Yesterday, Govinda has left this necklace and has gone. So then when he mentioned this story, practically everyone start laughing at him. See how this thief is building a nice story to protect himself. So then no one believes him, but Krishna Devaraya, a devotee king, he has understood. He is telling some truth is there in that. But how to prove that? Okay, then Krishna Devaraya gives one challenge to him. Babaji, I will accept your challenge. I will accept your true words, but I will give one challenge to you. I will put you in a prison, and I give you lot of sugar cane. You should eat that sugar cane in one night. Maybe some 10 bel gadi quantity, whatever that in those days. So that was something very unique. What to do? Then this is a devotee, you don't know what is happening. And he told, okay, you give. And they would put him in a jail, prison house, and they dumped 10 bullock carts of sugar cane into that place in that prison house, and they closed the door. What devotee do? In difficult times, chant Hare Krishna. So he was folding his hands and praying, Govinda, see, this is a scenario. If you won't help me, I don't have any other way. Tomorrow king will punish tomorrow morning. So then he was closing his eyes and he was praying, like chanting like Anatha Rakshaka Govinda, Apad Bandhava Govinda, Govinda, Hari Govinda. He was chanting Govinda name. So what happened in the middle of the night? One elephant appeared in the prison house. That's a quite big space. So elephant appears, and elephant is hungry, and elephant start eating the sugar cane. So by morning, it's around 3:30, 4 a.m., all sugar cane is finished. And that elephant is full angry. It has eaten a lot of, so generally they will get mada. And it broke the wall of prison house and created little havoc in that prison house and gone away. And many soldiers were all planning to capture, trying to capture, they could not. And suddenly that elephant disappears. So then this information goes to Krishna Devaraya. And Krishna Devaraya understood as a devotee, this elephant is not an ordinary elephant. So this elephant, Govinda only came in the form of elephant. He declares. And he tells then, he takes this Babaji, takes him to the main temple hall, and he asks forgiveness for whatever the inconvenience happened to him, and then tells, so you are such a great devotee where Lord is personally playing with you, and Lord came to protect you in the form of an elephant. Tomorrow onwards, you are the head pujari of this Tirupati temple. See, where he was struggling to have a darshan, but Lord made him, took him through all the difficulties, and then made him as a head pujari of the temple. Tomorrow onwards, all the puja vidhi vidhana will happen as per your direction. See here, the lesson is devotee life has more difficulties, more challenges. Everyone's life, as per their karma, expected challenges, some little bit here and there, challenges will come. In a devotee life, Lord is personally involved, so there were more bigger challenges, more bigger unexpected challenges, turns and twists are more in devotee life. Devotee life is more adventurous, more surprising, more thrilling, more thriller than Durandar. So going to opposite country and being there and fighting and coming back, that is a one X level Durandar. We are in a Maya's kingdom. Opposite, being there and maintain bhakti, practice bhakti, and come out victorious and going back to Godhead is a real devotee Durandar. So that's why devotee life is a more adventurous, more challenging, more interesting, more excitement. Otherwise क्या है? कॉलेज में जाना, पढ़ाई करना, शादी होना, बच्चे रेगुलर है, क्या है इसमें? नो थ्रिल, नो एक्साइटमेंट, नो सरप्राइज. But devotee life has a lot of surprises and adventures because devotee is deeply connected with the Lord. That's why devotee can only realize it. So here the Suta Goswami is in such a realized soul. So when he is speaking, that has a more deeper impact. That's why they want to hear from him. They want to hear from Suta Goswami. So they're not worried about, he's not chanting shlokas, he's not expert in that. They're not worried about that. They're worried just about his realizations. Okay? By this I will end. Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki